Have you ever wondered how subtitles are created in real time and across different languages? Is it a person doing the work, or a machine, or both? And how is the translation done? Is it automated, or is there a human behind it? This video will show you some ways live subtitles can be produced in different languages. You might be surprised, there are many different ways to do this. Interlingual respeaking is a technique based on direct interaction between human, a specialized language professional, and a machine, speech recognition software. But how does it work? Respeakers listen to live speech through a headset with a microphone connected to speech recognition software on a computer. For instance, they listen to the news in a source language like Spanish, noticia de última hora, and simultaneously respeak what they hear into English. This is breaking news. While doing so, respeakers have to adjust the way they speak to the software for good quality subtitles to be generated. For instance, they need to enunciate words clearly and have a fairly neutral and even delivery. They also have to voice punctuation as they respeak into the other language. This is breaking news full stop. Or add a comma, question mark, or exclamation mark and voice in some labels, for example, to identify a sound or who is talking. And this is no easy task. Spoken language can be very complex and full of challenges. For instance, some speakers may not articulate well, or speak with lots of hesitations. They may even speak with an accent, or speak too fast or in a chaotic way, jumping from one idea to another. Or multiple speakers can speak over each other in a debate, or speak from a place with background noise, like in a breaking news scenario. Or all these things together even. So the respeaker is continuously making decisions about how to relay what the speaker is saying to speech recognition software in order to create subtitles that are readable, accurate, and appear with minimum delay. And of course, there can be mistakes along the way. A speaker may say, a 50% growth. The respeaker says 50, but the software misrecognizes this as 15, which is a critical error. So the respeaker needs to correct on the go. Delete that, a 50% growth full stop. When subtitles are created this way, the respeaker is in charge of the whole process behind creating the subtitles. This is why we call this a human-centric workflow. This complex technique requires specialized skills and the ability to adapt to technology. Respeakers may also work in teams if the assignment is long and difficult. Once the technique has been mastered, and with this level of human control, very accurate subtitles can be produced. Speech recognition technology has not been developed equally in all languages. Therefore, interlingual respeaking cannot always be used. An alternative technique involves two language professionals working together. A simultaneous interpreter interprets a spoken message from a source language, for instance French. Le sous-titrage en direct n'est pas un sujet de conversation courant. Into a target language, for instance English. Live subtitling is not a topic that commonly comes up in conversation. Then an intralingual respeaker respeaks what the interpreter has said to the speech recognition software in the same language, in this case English. To do this, respeakers need to adjust the way they speak to the machine, enunciate words clearly and have a fairly neutral and even delivery. They also need to vocalize punctuation. Live subtitling is not a common conversation topic, full stop. Add content labels, for example to identify who is speaking, and adopt strategies to create subtitles that are succinct, grammatically correct, and fit for purpose. For instance, here, a topic that commonly comes up in conversation is shortened to a common conversation topic, which makes the final subtitle easier to read. In this workflow, the respeaker doesn't need to work across two languages. The simultaneous interpreter is in charge of the language transfer, here from French into English. Teams of interpreters and respeakers may be needed if the assignment is long and difficult. So this is a highly human-centric workflow. The accuracy of the subtitles can be very high, but the cost and subtitle delay is likely to increase. In this workflow, an intralingual respeaker listens to live speech in a source language, for example English, good morning, and respeaks what they hear in the same language to speech recognition software. They enunciate words clearly using a fairly neutral and even delivery and vocalize punctuation, good morning, ! And other content labels if needed. These subtitles are then machine translated into one or more target languages. Buongiorno, buenos dias, bonjour. Respeakers can adopt strategies to create succinct, grammatically correct, and fit-for-purpose subtitles in the same language. They might omit repetitions, hesitations, and redundancies, or close unfinished sentences. For instance, if a speaker says, now it's time for the break, for coffee and a break, the respeaker might streamline the sentence in addition to voicing punctuation. Now it's time for the coffee break, full stop. By doing so, the sentences become easier to process for machine translation. This may increase the chances of error-free and meaningful machine-translated subtitles. So this is a semi-automated workflow, where the translation is entirely down to the machine, but the human respeaker interacts skillfully with speech recognition software to facilitate this process. This level of human-machine interaction can result in highly accurate subtitles, whilst containing costs and delay. In this workflow, a simultaneous interpreter interprets from a source language, for instance Italian. Il respeaking interlinguistico può essere utilizzato in tanti eventi diversi into a target language, for instance English. Interlingual respeaking can be used in many different events. What the interpreter says is fed directly into automatic speech recognition software that turns the interpreter's words into subtitles in the same language. Interlingual respeaking can be used in many different events. Sometimes certain words the interpreter says may be misrecognized by the software, causing errors to appear in the subtitles. For instance, a technical term like interlingual respeaking may be misrecognized as intermingle respeaking. Even though the software is improving all the time, simultaneous interpreters are not specifically trained to interact with the speech recognition to produce written subtitles, and they may not speak in a way which can be easily processed by the software. Also, the way written subtitles are automatically segmented and punctuated may vary. As a result, human post-editing might be needed. So this is a semi-automated workflow, where the human is responsible for the language transfer, in this case from Italian into English, but the conversion of the spoken words to written subtitles is outsourced to the machine. Although the cost of subtitles produced via this workflow may be low, and they may appear on screen fairly quickly, the accuracy of these subtitles is likely to vary. This is a fully automated workflow. The original words of the speaker in the source language, in this case English, good morning and welcome, pass through automatic speech recognition software to produce text in the same language, good morning and welcome. Then, this text is machine translated to produce subtitles in one or more target languages, perhaps French, Italian, or Spanish. This is a completely machine-driven process. With no human intervention, issues may arise. For example, in this workflow, good morning and welcome in English at the opening of an event may become buongiorno e benvenuto in Italian, as if it was addressed to a single male person. Human editing would be needed to ensure the whole audience, made up of many people of different genders, is addressed correctly. In certain situations, the subtitles produced by the combination of automatic speech recognition and machine translation may not be reliable. If a speaker does not articulate their words clearly, hesitates frequently, has a strong accent, or even jumps quickly between ideas, recognition may be affected. Similarly, when multiple people speak over each other, for example in a debate, the machine may not be able to determine who is speaking, and what is captured in the subtitles may be inaccurate. This would then propagate to machine translation, and result in an increased number of errors in the final subtitles, which may become very difficult to read and follow. Using this workflow, the cost of subtitles can be low, and they may appear on screen with minimal delay. But despite the fact that technology keeps improving, human intervention is still needed to ensure the subtitles produced in real time are accurate. The question is, at what stage in the process should this human intervention come? And what skills are required for this on-the-go editing to be successful? Inclusion concerns each and every one of us. Accessing and understanding content in real time is essential to achieving this goal. The workflows explained in this video vary greatly and involve different degrees of human input and involvement. There's no one-size-fits-all solution, as the right workflow must match the requirements and needs of a specific situation. The rapid development of technology has opened up numerous new hybrid practices. Rather than being a threat, this creates endless opportunities for language professionals to upskill their portfolio of services. This makes it an incredibly exciting time to be part of an industry that is constantly evolving.